They absolutely hate this UFC fight. I mean, you can see it. And this is how you know it's the Crown. You want to look at their headlines and how they frame it. A judge has allowed Trump's event to go on. A judge rejects the bid to stop Trump's event. So it's either, okay, you hate Trump, so you're agreeing with and cheering on the courts, or you're like, thank you for the permission in the other headline. Exactly how you can tell that's the Crown pushing their system. Their court system, their legal system is above all, and they want to implant that authority figure psychologically into the masses, which they've done for decades as they've had control over all the media outlets, mainstream media outlets. But that time has come to an end because there's a man that stepped in and started screaming, fake news, and that man is Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, he has gotten everybody to pay attention. And what you're witnessing is the control from the City of London, the communists. They are attacking by use of the left and their media apparatus. They're attacking the Americans' pick and our culture. Like, blood sport is they don't want to put blood sport on display. They don't want to put fighting on display. They don't want to amplify a rebellious, independent spirit. Like, to get into a ring and fight, this is what is going through the minds of a lot of people now that have not watched fighting. But to get into a ring and fight, it takes a lot of independence and a lot of discipline in order to do that mentally. A lot of people aren't built for that. And putting this on display reminds people, but it also, more importantly, encourages other people like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to be fit. I want to look good. I want to have a fighting spirit. I don't want to be some dormant, distracted goyim that they treat like tax cattle. I want to be that fighter. And by putting other countries out there, which is what, at first I was like, why are there so many other countries being represented in this? But by putting that out there, it's giving that spirit, it's giving people of those countries inspiration. The Southern spirit, bro, like, stand up, be independent, fight, rebellious, be a leader in your community, somebody the enemies are afraid of. They don't like it. Anyways, that's what this UFC, it really represents a turn in American history, because for the first time in, I think, ever, people are en masse saying, I want to be in Washington, D.C. I would love to be there. When's the last time you said that about D.C.? When's the last time anybody said that about our capital? They wanted us to forget about our capital as they overtook it. It's a 93% Democrat stronghold. The communists overtook our nation's capital a long time ago. And this is the first time we're actually seeing our people really represented. Trump's going to have a rodeo this summer in the nation's capital. Do you know how much these people that hate white Americans, they hate that? They hate what Trump's doing. They hate this American representation. And it's on full display for the world to see. All of these traitors next door. I got this one note. It says, don't ignore the traitor next door. You have to remember that when, yes, it is the Crown. Yes, Israel's been a linchpin for a lot of things in our country's history. The foreign policy has been abhorrent and not represented Americans at all. But don't forget about the people that want us killed and arrested and imprisoned for the rest of our lives. And I'm talking close to you. They want you in prison for the rest of your life. No matter how much you ignore that person that you don't want to believe hates you, they hate you, and they would not be there if you did something as simple as stand up to the deep state at the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. They made sure we all witnessed what would happen if we do. People from January 6th, those Americans became examples in the media. The public humiliation ritual that they put on display in order to scare us into submission with this financial and judicial system and this legal system that they have manipulated against us, they put it on display for us to fear when we see those headlines. And through their media, our neighbors and our family, it doesn't matter how it happened, they still cheered it on. Immigrants that I had been friends with a lot of my life for many years. Like, I grew up in South Florida. I was born in Miami. People that were invited to my wedding before it got COVID canceled, immigrants from other nations that fly other flags. I mean, I was friends with a lot of people, and all of them, from family to the immigrants, like, they all turned against me after January 6th. I was like, yo, they're hunting people down. The Democrats and the deep state are hunting people down with the weaponized FBI and system against us. And these people cheered it on. And they will no doubt cheer it on if you went through the same thing. So don't ignore the traitor next door. All right, later.
They want you to see the example. Stay in line. The truth is not a crime.
Lock him up forever! J6 traitors deserve.
Don't ignore the traitor next door. They need Jesus.